Hi, how are you? Good? On the top of the word? Excellent. Excellent. Now, dear students, we are moving onwards to our second chapter, inverse trigonometric function. A very nice and very interesting chapter. Now, I have written on the blackboard that what are the concepts, what are the things which we are going to do in this chapter. Contents, recap of previous chapter. Now, for doing this chapter, we want a recap for our first chapter, which we have done in class 12th, and a chapter done in class 11th. Okay. Introduction about the chapter, about the inverse trigonometric function, basic concept, principal values, graphical representation of inverse trigonometric functions, properties of inverse trigonometric functions, and important questions from the examination point of view. Okay, now if you remember what we did in class 11th, in the class 11th we were having a chapter trigonometric functions. Okay, before class 11th you did some about trigonometric ratios, normal starting basics were done in class 10, about some angles also which were only up to from 0 to 90 degree in the first quadrant, and some values. Okay, a nice table was drawn by you people, and you just gave me the values. Okay. So now all together we are going to use all that concepts, basic concepts for this chapter. Now coming for your class 11th, if you remember what you did in class 11th, in class 11th right from the beginning it was system of angles, pi, 90 degree, grades, okay, like the radians, like this one. Okay, so we did the system of angles, then trigonometric functions, a definition of trigonometric functions, okay, then trigonometric ratio of compound angles, trigonometric ratio of multiple and submultiple angles, transformation formulas, circular functions, and a very nice topic it was trigonometric equations. Okay. Now if you remember what were trigonometric equations, if suppose a student is going to ask you, a small student of class 10, he is going to ask you, okay brother or sister, what is the value for sine pi by 3? You are answering that sine pi by 3 is root 3 by 2. Okay. So now he can ask you only one value has root 3 by 2 or more. Curiosity. So now you are means when you have done in class 11 the trigonometric equation, you can answer very nicely. Okay. Then relation between sides and angles, or it is called height and distances. And a small topic I forgot to tell in between. Why I forgot to tell? Because I want to tell you at the end, that was graphical representation of trigonometric functions. On behalf of that functions, we are going to do now graphical representation of inverse trigonometric functions. Okay. So I will just give you a nice example for that also. So this was the thing which we did in class 11th. Okay. Now moving to class 12th. In class 12th what we did? We proved that when a function is 1, 1, when a function is onto, when we have to find the inverse of a function, what conditions are. Now here inverse is written on the top. Now what are the conditions for finding the inverse? For finding the inverse we are having a function should be 1, 1 and onto. Okay. Now again coming back to class 11th, in 11th we have gone through the chapter that all the ratios, they are not 1, 1. Okay. They are not 1, 1 or onto on their natural domains, but normally we are saying they are surjective functions, means onto functions are there. Okay. 1, 1, they are not 1, 1. Now when the function is not 1, 1, it is onto, then how we can say we are going to find the inverse of trigonometric function. So this is the nice concept where what we are going to do today. Okay. So now just going for the small recap for the trigonometric ratio, let's start it. Now moving for the recap of the previous chapter, and in the recap I am just going to tell you about any of one trigonometric ratio and let it be sin x. Okay. Now suppose we are having sin x is equal to y, and we are writing sin x is equal to, you can write any value, suppose it is 1 by 2, any value. Okay. We can, means from here we are going to start this one. Now suppose we are starting from sin x is equal to half. Okay. Now where is sin x? When sin x is half, when sin pi by 6 it is at pi by 6, then it is at half. Now let's write other values for sin x. maximum values which you can tell me. Okay, one by one you can speak and I am going to write it. Now sine, let's start with our means which were the values in the first quadrant. Okay, now sine 0, 0, sine after 0, what were in the first degree from 0 to 90. Okay, sine 0, 0, sine pi by 6 is equal to 1 by 2, sine pi by 4, sine pi by 4 is equal to root 2 upon 2. Nowadays you will be getting in every book it is written root 2 by 2, because normally what we were going through, it was 1 upon root 2. So in the denominator there should not be no surd. So after rationalization of 1 upon root 2 we are getting root 2 by 2. Okay, so try to write root 2 by 2. Then sine pi by 3 is equal to root 3 by 2, sine pi by 2 is equal to 1. Now this was the normal values which you have gone through class 10th. Okay, now let's write what you learned in class 11th. Now in 11th we were having many values, and now I am writing here, this was sine pi by 6 is equal to sine 5 pi by 6, both were 1 by 2. Okay, because in the second quadrant sine is positive. Now then sine 7 pi by 6 is equal to sine 11 pi by 6 is equal to minus 1 by 2 in the third and the fourth quadrant. Okay, then moving to different values. Okay, because I just want to show you whether it is 1 1 or not. Now we are having, you can say that sine, now minus pi by 2 is equal to minus 1, sine, I am just writing here, it is plus minus pi is equal to 0, sine plus minus 2 pi is equal to 0. So we can write number of values. Okay, so these are the all values what I have written here. Now a small recap for again, for the one nice term was domain and range. Okay, domain and range. Now what is domain of a function? And function is what? Sin x. Okay, what is the domain of a function? It was given as minus infinity to infinity or set of all real numbers, set of all real numbers. Okay, so this was a domain, and set of all real numbers is called R. Okay, what is range of a function? Now let's move for the range. Range of a function, it was closed interval minus 1 to 1. Okay, so domain and range, it was domain and range, and a nice diagram for that one was, suppose I am drawing here a graph of sin x. So this is infinity this side to minus infinity, and it is 1, and this is minus 1. Okay, so this was the graph, and now we are going to see a very nice graphs on the, when we are doing graphical representation for inverse trigonometric function. So now basically this is the graph, it can move in this side also, this side also. So values, this is 1, I told you, from here it is 1, here it is minus 1. So all these values whatever we have written, if you are finding it algebraically, then they will not cross minus 1 and 1, never. Okay, so that's why range is minus 1 to 1 and domain is set of all the real numbers. Now let's start with a very nice Venn diagram. And one thing more, what we did in the horizontal test, in the horizontal test, if we are drawing a line horizontal to x-axis, then it cuts our graph in many points. So it means it is not 1 1. This is the first thing what we are going to do again. Okay, so now we have a lot of values, so many values we are having for our Venn diagram. So let's start it. Now we are having, suppose this is function fx and this is y. Okay, and function fx is what? Sin x. Now first part is always for domain. So our domain is from minus infinity to infinity and our range is from minus 1 to 1. Okay, so now let's start filling all these values. Okay, let's start it. It is for sin x. So now you can start from anywhere. Suppose we are starting from sin 0. Suppose here it is 0. Here it is, angle is 0, and here we are getting 0. We are at a 0. Okay, first value. Then moving for another value pi by 6 and 5 pi by 6. Now suppose pi by 6, this value is pi by 6 and 5 pi by 6. Okay, I will draw it separately. Pi by 6, for pi by 6 it is 1 by 2, 1 by 2. So this is pi by 6, 1 by 2. 5 pi by 6, 5 pi by 6, again 1 by 2. Okay, then we are having 7 pi by 6, 7 pi by 6 minus 1 by 2, 11 pi by 6, 11 pi by 6, again minus 1 by 2. Okay, now after this put some other values also we can put it. For example, sin pi by 3, pi by 3, root 3 by 2. Okay, after pi by 3. Now before doing this, what you did in class 11th, it was a trigonometric equation. It was if sin x is equal to sin y. Now this I am just just showing you how we can write number of values. Okay, sin x is equal to sin y we were having, therefore it implies x is equal to n pi plus minus 1 raised to power n y, where y belongs to z. Okay, so when pi by 3 is root 3 by 2, now we can put here value of y, we can take it pi by 3 and we can start putting n as 1 minus 1, 2 minus 2, 3 minus 3. So you can get number of values for that part. Okay, so now we were having sin pi by 3 is root 3 by 2. Now so many values are there. Similarly we are having 1 by root 2. Okay, it is pi and 5 pi by 6. Now can we have, suppose n is 4, 4 pi plus minus 1 raised to power 4 into pi by 6. Y is pi by 6. Okay, so what the answer is we are having now? 4 pi plus pi by 6. Minus 1 raised to power 4 is even function. Okay, 4 pi plus pi by 6 is what? 25 pi by 6. So 25 pi by 6, we are having 25 pi by 6. So number of values are there for each range, Okay, so now this value, what type of value is this? What type of graph is there? Sorry, what type of Venn diagram is there? This is many to one. Okay, many values to one value. Okay, this is from many to one. Now when it is from many to one, it is not 1 1. When it is not 1 1, then how we can find the inverse of sin x? This we are going to study for the next thing, that was in the introduction, little bit introduction, and then in the basic part. So let's move to the second.